Knows that Canada's charging our dairy farmers, they have 270% tariffs. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. They have up to 400%. They have a couple of tariffs at 400%. Nobody knows that. Nobody talks about that. And remember, with Canada, we don't need their cars, we don't need their lumber, we don't need their energy, we don't need anything from Canada, and yet it costs us $200 billion a year in subsidy to keep Canada afloat. So when I say they should be a state, I mean that. I really mean that. Because we can't be expected to carry a country that is right next to us on our border. It would be a great state. It would be a cherished state. The taxes for Canadian citizens would go down in less than half. They don't spend money on military because they think we're going to protect them. There are many things that they do, like icebreakers. They want us to provide icebreakers for them. Oh, that's wonderful. So the Canada, they're very tough traders too. I want to just tell you, of all the people, they're tough traders. They trade very tough. And, you know, the expression I use is some people don't have the cards. I used that expression about a week and a half ago, right? Somebody was negotiating who didn't have the cards, who's now, I think, saying that he wants to do it, and I think we're going to have a big deal on that very special something. We got to make a deal on that. But Canada has been a very nasty negotiator against the United States, took advantage.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Conservative Chronicle. Trump is at it again, taking shots at Canada. He called Canada a nasty negotiator and even floated the idea of making it the 51st state. But what's really going on here? Are his claims about trade and tariffs accurate? And what does this mean for US-Canada relations? Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about why Trump is calling Canada a tough negotiator. He claims that Canada has been taking advantage of the US for years with unfair trade deals, particularly in the dairy industry. According to him, Canadian tariffs on American dairy products go as high as 400%. That's a huge number. But is it true? Well, Canada does protect its dairy industry with high tariffs, but this has been a long-standing policy.
Knows that Canada's charging our dairy farmers, they have 270% tariffs. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. They have up to 400%. They have a couple of tariffs at 400%. Nobody knows that. Nobody talks about that. And remember, with Canada, we don't need their cars.
Not some sneaky trick against the US. So, is Trump right, or is this just political posturing? This is where things get really wild. Trump suggested that Canada should just become the 51st state of the US. He even argued that Canadian citizens would pay lower taxes and benefit from US military protection. But let's be real, Canada becoming a US state, that's not happening anytime soon. Still, why would he even bring it up? Was it just a joke, or is he trying to send a message about dependence on the US?
Of the United States for a long time.
Are you concerned that if they became the 51st state, they would be a very, very blue state? Very, very big and very, very blue.
No, there might be, but it would, you know, you have that artificial line that goes, that straight artificial, that looked like it was drawn by a ruler. Somebody with I don't mean a ruler like a king, I mean like a ruler, this way. And it's just an artificial line that was drawn in the sand or in the ice. And you know, and can I tell you, Peter, just, you add that to this country, what a beautiful landmass, the most beautiful landmass anywhere in the world, and it was just cut off for whatever reason. It would be great. Now,
Trump's comments highlight a bigger issue. Canada and the US have always had a complicated relationship. They're strong allies, but have had major trade disputes over the years. Remember the softwood lumber dispute, the auto industry fights? These disagreements aren't new, but Trump's aggressive stance has put more pressure on these long-standing issues. Trump isn't just talking about Canada.
Is it liberal? Maybe. But, you know, a conservative until I got involved, because I don't care who wins up there. I frankly probably would do better with the liberal than the conservative, if you want to know the truth. But just a little while ago, before I got involved and totally changed the election, which I don't care about, probably it's to our advantage, actually. But the conservative was leading against, I call him Governor Trudeau. The conservative was leading by 35 points. So, you know, so I don't know about that. I think Canada is a place like a lot of other places. If you have a good candidate, the candidate's going to win.
He wants to show he's tough on trade and that he's protecting American businesses, but will this strategy work? His base loves his no-nonsense approach, but critics say his trade policies hurt American consumers more than they help. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We bring you the latest political news and analysis every week. So is Canada really a nasty negotiator, or is this just Trump being Trump?
Well, people are coming to me and talking about tariffs, and a lot of people are asking me if they could have exceptions. And once you do that for one, you have to do that for all. So, I mean, generally, I did something interestingly during 2 weeks ago. I gave the American car companies a break because it would have been unfair if I didn't. And everybody said, oh, he changed his mind on tariffs. I didn't change my mind. I helped our, sort of big three, big four. I helped some of the American companies. And instead of taking it properly, they said, oh, he changed it. I don't change. But the word flexibility is an important word. Sometimes there's flexibility, so there'll be flexibility. But basically, it's reciprocal. So that if China is charging us 50% or 30% or 20%, and I don't mean China, I mean anybody, any country, Canada, nobody.
One thing's for sure, his comments have stirred up a lot of debate. Will this impact future trade deals? Could this change how Canada approaches its relationship with the US? We'll have to wait and see. If you found this video interesting, give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest political stories.